Hi, hello everyone. My name is Malavika. So, in today's episode, I will be talking about the book Ikigai. So, before starting, I would like to say that this episode is basically meant for the people who does not like to read, or the people who are trying to read so hard but they cannot do it. So, I would say what are the things that I learned from this book and how I started reading books. Seriously, I've never read an English book before. So this is my first English book that I'm reading in my life. I mean, like a book. I'm not saying I have read textbooks, no, but I was just not interested in reading novels or literature books like that. But I was interested, but I was not getting that right to do it. So after days and years, now I'm getting that vibe to read books, and I've started reading books. So this is my first English book, and right now I'm reading a book known as The Guide. And so here I'll be talking about what are the things that I have learned or I've understood from this book, and this is basically only my perspective towards this book. It may vary from person to person, and I would also talk to you about what all are the ways that I have adopted to read this book. So let's start a series. So saying about this book, the book is known as Ikigai, and I'll start with what is the meaning of Ikigai. So the meaning of Ikigai is the reason to live. So the word, as I said, Ikigai means reason for living. Here, the word Ikigai can be divided into two words. First one is known as Iki, which translates into the English word life, and Gai, which means value. So we are saying what are the values that is needed for having a good life. So this book says about the intersection of four elements, which is I have been displayed here. So you can see there are intersection of four elements. First one is known as passion, mission, vocation, and profession. So the book says about how we can achieve our Ikigai with this intersection of four elements. The author of this book is Francis Middlees and Hector Gracia. I think this is how the author's name is pronounced, really. I've tried a lot to study the pronunciation of this word, but I cannot do it. I tried, guys. So anyways, if the pronunciation is wrong, please pardon me for that. So in this book, you will see an intersection of circles. In this, you can see that there is, I'm showing this on the screen. So intersection of profession, passion, mission, and vocation is C. So I'll explain how we can understand our Ikigai with an example. So for an example, to understand the passion that you have, you should understand what you are good at and what you love. So for an example, if you are good at doing things like pitching ideas and giving service to the people, and what you love to do that, and you are good at doing it, then you can say that it's your passion. So a passion may vary from person to person. A person may have different kinds of passion. For an example, I have a passion for singing. I have a passion for dancing. I have a passion to read. I have a passion to write. The things, whatever I'm doing right now is because of my passion, and the passion has been achieved. Why? Because I love to do it. So when you're good at doing something and you love to do that particular thing, then you can say that it's your passion. So next one is mission. So we say what you love and what the world needs, then it is called as mission. So if I love to do service and the world needs service from you, then it's your mission. So if, for an example, if you wanted to become a government employee who is always ready to do social service, or if you love to become a soldier and the world needs soldiers to protect their country, then it's your mission. So this is how you understand your mission. Next is profession. So you're good at something and you can get paid for that, then it's known as your profession. So what you are good at, for an example, if you are good at doing service, and if you are doing, for an example, if you are civil servant, then you get paid off. At the same time, you're good at doing that, then it is your profession. Okay. Then last one is vocation. So the world needs civil servants to do service, and you get paid off for that, then it is known as vocation. So Ikigai says that the intersection of profession, passion, vocation, and mission helps you understand your Ikigai. So the book has 9 chapters. The book comprises of 9 chapters, and this is an international best-selling book. In my knowledge, this book was first published in 2016, and the book contains 9 chapters, and I'll explain what all are the things that is discussed in this 9 chapters in very precise manner. So I'll start with the first chapter. So before starting the first chapter, the book contains a prologue which says about what is the word Ikigai means and why this book should be read. So the book basically speaks about the people of Japan and how they understood their Ikigai. So in the front page of the book itself, they're saying that Ikigai, the Japanese secret to long and happy life. So here they say about a place in Japan known as Okinawa, and it's saying they are most specifically saying about this place because Okinawa is a place where the people more than 75 years of age are living. So there are more people having age greater than 75 are living in this specific place known as Okinawa. And the book says about how the people of Okinawa, or Japan basically, or the people greater than having age 75 lives very peacefully by understanding their ikigai. So let's check what are the things that this book says about in different chapters, and I'll briefly explain each of the chapter. So I'm going to read the prologue, which is given at the end of the book, and this prologue says about the brief understanding of what all are the things that is discussed in each chapters. So the first chapter of this book is known as The Art of Staying Young While Growing Old. So in my screen, I'll provide with you the chapters and the key points that is being said in this specific chapter, so that you can learn from it. So first one is stay active and don't retire. So this is the thing that is being told specifically in the first chapter. So I'll read what are the things that is given in the prologue. Those who give up the things they love doing and do well lose their purpose in life. That's why it is so important to keep doing things to value, making progress, bringing beauty or utility to others, helping out and shaping the world around you even after your official professional activity has ended. So in this chapter they're saying that, for an example, if I am I'm having a profession, and by a 75 years I'm retiring from that profession. So after 75 years, after my retirement, there is no resting period for me. So we should not utilize the days after the retirement only for resting. We should be active so that we can understand what all are the talents that we have, what all are the things that we can do after this, and it would make us stay healthy and active always. So this chapter is known as The Little Things That Adds Up to a Long and Happy Life. So in this chapter, they're saying about take things slow. Being in a hurry or inversely proportioned to quality of life. As the old saying goes, walk slowly and you'll go far. When we leave urgently behind, life and time takes on new meaning. So they're saying that take your life slowly. So see, from this what I have understood is that in your 20s, you're 21, you're 22, 23 years of age, you're going through wonderful days, and you will never ever get that back when you are in your 30s. And what I have understood that each second of life is beautiful, whether you have moving through a harsh situation or whether you are in your best moments in your life. Every moment or every second is an experience, and you're learning something from it. If you're going through the most pathetic situation in your life, you're learning from it something. You will not understand that when you are going through that situation, but after days, when you think back, you understand that you have learned something from it. So in the second chapter known as Anti-Aging Secrets itself, they are saying that little things adds up to a long and happy life. So first thing is take it slow. Second thing is don't fill your stomach. So which means that less is more when it comes to eating for long life too. According to the 80% rule, in order to stay healthier longer, we should eat a little less than our hunger demands instead of stuffing ourselves. So in this, they're saying that there is a 80% rule in Japan where the people used to fill their stomach 80%. That doesn't mean that they are measuring whether it is 80%. They're just thinking, or whenever they're eating, if there is a feeling, whenever we are eating also, we have a feeling like, this is okay, my stomach is full, or I'm satisfied. You'll get a satisfaction moment when you're eating. So stop when you're satisfied. Just don't eat because you wanted to eat. Okay, when people say that, you eat some more, we are Indians, and we know that whenever we are going to our neighbors home, or whenever we are going to a relative's home, obviously they'll say, "Mole, kadikkum mole, iniyum kadikkum mole." Apna mole madi cheitsi ennu parayum. Pakshe, see, at that time also, we know that they're satisfied, we don't need food, but they will say that eat. So in Japan, there is nothing like that. Eat until you are satisfied. Next chapter is known as From Logotherapy to Ikigai, how to live longer and better by finding your purpose. So in this chapter, they're saying about surround yourself with good friends. So friends are the best medicines. Therefore, confiding worries over a good chat, sharing stories that brightens your day, getting advice, having fun, dreaming, in other words, living. So in the chapter, they're saying that surround yourself with good friends. See, good friends, we all need good friends. And okay, I'll say something. Guys, I was a person who lacked good friends once. Now I have good friends. I'm not saying that I'm a person having lots of friends. See, I consider everyone as friends, but I didn't have someone I can share everything, who was so good enough to understand me. But now I'm having some good friends, which I can, I can just count it in my fingers. But I used to share my things with them. Whenever I'm feeling low, what I used to do is I just call up my friend and say, hey, I'm just feeling low, or hey, what's up? And they used to say like, Madhu, I think you're facing something, or I think you are not in a good mood. Yeah, let's talk something. What is your problem? They used to ask me, and they used to chit chat with me, and I feel relaxed. So when the friends, see, it doesn't matter whether you have 100 friends or 2,000 friends or 3,000 friends. If you have one friend that you can, that you can always trust, and the person that you can say anything to. Next chapter is about master for longevity. Words of wisdom from the longest living people in the world. So in this chapter, they are basically saying about okay, these are the interviews. That is, okay, in this chapter, they're interviewing some longest living people in Japan. I said about one place known as Okinawa. They're going there and they're interviewing some people. And so in this chapter, they're saying like, whether it's your 66th birthday, you just in your next birthday, you should think like, this is my 66th birthday. In my 67th birthday, I would do something better than I have done in my 66th birthday. This is the thing that they are saying about. Next is smile. As I said earlier, a cheerful attitude is not only relaxing, it also helps make friends. It's good to recognize the things aren't so great, but we should never forget what a privilege is it to be in the here and now in a world so full of possibilities. So my mother always used to say to me like, see, the only one thing that we can do to people is just smile and talk to them. We cannot solve their problems. We cannot find solutions to their problems. We cannot build something or to give something which is priceless to them. But the thing that we can do is smile. So just smile and talk to them. That way people can be so happy. This is the thing that my mom always used to do, always taught me to do. But the thing is that I'm so far not so good in smiling to people. I think somewhere I'm an introvert in that, and I feel like when I smile, would they smile back to me? This was a concern that I always had, and now when I'm moving back, I can say that I'm just started smiling to people, and yeah, when they smile back, I feel like I'm also special. They are also special, and they makes me feel I'm good. സത്യം പറയണമെങ്കിൽ എന്നോട് ആൾക്കാർ ചിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് സന്തോഷം തോന്നാറുണ്ട്, ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് സമാധാനം തോന്നാറുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും ഒരു ടെൻഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. എനിക്ക് ആൾക്കാരോട് ചിരിക്കാൻ ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. ഞാൻ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരാളോട് പെട്ടെന്ന് ചിരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, പക്ഷേ പിന്നീട് എനിക്ക് ചിരിക്കാനോ എന്തോ അത് ഓരോന്നോ ദേഷ്യമുണ്ടോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എനിക്ക് എൻ്റെ മൂഡ് ശരിയല്ലായിട്ടോ എനിക്ക് ഡൗട്ടാണ്. ഇഷ്ടമാണ് ഞാൻ തിരിച്ചിരിക്കും. കാരണം കുറേ പ്രാവശ്യം അബദ്ധങ്ങൾ പറ്റിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ശരിക്കും ആൾക്കാർ തിരിഞ്ഞു നോക്കൂല. എനിക്ക് തിരിക്കേണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ശശിയായാലും. പക്ഷേ ഇതൊരു ശശിയാവണോ അല്ലെങ്കിലൊക്കെ ചിരിക്കുക. കാരണം ഞാനങ്ങനെ വിചാരിച്ചിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ ഒരുപാട് മാറി. ഇപ്പം എനിക്ക് ആൾക്കാരോട് ചിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഞാൻ ഭയങ്കര ഹാപ്പിയാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ എനിക്കൊരു ക്ലോസ് പറയാനുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ, ഒരാൾ നമ്മളോട് ചിരിച്ച് സംസാരിച്ചാൽ നമ്മൾ ചിരിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കണം. ഒബ്വിയസ്ലി നമുക്ക് ആകെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന കാര്യം അതൊക്കെ തന്നെ. ആൾക്കാർക്ക് നമുക്ക് തീരെ പരിചയമുള്ള ഒരാൾക്ക് നമുക്ക് ചിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നത് ചിരിക്കുക ഗൈസ്. നമുക്ക് വേറെ ഒന്നും ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. നമുക്കിപ്പോൾ അവരുടെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ പോയി സോൾവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. പക്ഷേ നമ്മളൊക്കെ ചിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ പല പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ തീരുമായിരിക്കും. ലൈക്ക് ചിലർ എന്നോട് ആരും സംസാരിക്കുന്നില്ലല്ലോ എന്നൊരു ടെൻഷൻ ആയിരിക്കും. പക്ഷെ നമ്മളൊന്ന് ചിരിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഞാനും സ്പെഷ്യൽ ആണ് നമുക്ക് തോന്നും. സീരിയസ്ലി എന്നോട് ഒരാൾ നോക്കി ചിരിക്കും, ഞാനും സ്പെഷ്യൽ ആണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നാറുണ്ട്. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ ചിരിക്കുക. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ ഒരു ക്ലോസിനായിട്ടായിരുന്നു ക്ലോസ് തീർത്തില്ല. എന്താ സംഭവം വെച്ചാൽ, നമ്മളോട് ഒരാൾ ചിരിക്കുന്നു നോക്കി നമ്മളൊന്ന് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്തു. പക്ഷേ ലൈക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യും അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യും അവർ നമ്മളോട് തിരിച്ചിരിക്കും. എൻ്റെ പ്രശ്നം ഒരു എക്സ്പെക്ടേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. ഞാൻ എക്സ്പെക്ടേഷൻ നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ പ്രശ്നം തീർന്നു. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യരുത് ഒരാളുടെ നിന്ന്. നമ്മളെപ്പോഴും നമുക്കൊരു ബൗണ്ടറി ഉണ്ടാവണം. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരു ബൗണ്ടറി ഉണ്ടാവണം. ആ ബൗണ്ടറിയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഓരോ ആൾക്കാരെയും ലൈക്ക് നമ്മൾ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്സ് നമുക്ക് ഡിസ്റ്റിംഗ്വിഷ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ആ ബൗണ്ടറി കാരണം. സോ എപ്പോഴും ആ ബൗണ്ടറി നിങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിൽ തന്നെ ഇരിക്കും. അത് വേറെ ആൾക്ക് എടുത്ത് കൊടുക്കരുത്. ഇതാണ് ഇതിലൊരു ക്ലോസ്. ഓക്കെ, ഇനി അടുത്തത് ഞാനവിടെ കുറേ തത്വജ്ഞാനങ്ങളൊക്കെ പറയുന്നതെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ഓക്കെ, ബാക്ക് ടു ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഗൈസ്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ചാപ്റ്റർ is known as lesson for Japan's Senatarians. Senatarians means like people having long lifespan. So the traditions and proverb for happiness and longevity. This is the thing that they are saying in this chapter. So in this chapter they are saying like they are reconnecting with nature. Though most people live in cities these days, human beings are made to be part of natural world. We should return into it often to recharge our batteries. I am also living in a metropolitan city, and I cannot stay here like ഒരു മാസത്തിന് മുകളിൽ എനിക്ക് നിൽക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. I need to go back to recharge my batteries and come back. Like we should have a connection with nature. If that is lost, you'll be feeling like you lost something. I always used to think like that. I'm coming from a village, and I always like to reconnect with the nature. Next is the Ikigai diet is the next chapter. The chapter I think 7. Okay, both the world's longest living people eat and drink. So in this chapter, they basically says about some of the traditional food items that they used to eat. And I remember they used to say about 3 kinds of teas: green tea, white tea, and one more tea is there. I just don't remember it. So drinking green tea, white tea, etc. helped them to have a good diet, and that helped them to become the longest living people. So they're also saying that live in the moment, stop regretting the past and fearing the future. Today is all you have. Make the most of it, make it worth remembering. Guys, the last one that is said is gentle moments, longer life, exercise from the east that promotes health and longevity. So ഇവിടെ കുറച്ച് ജപ്പാനിലെ ആൾക്കാരെ like what are the things that they used to do or the exercises that they used to do to promote good health and longevity. They're also mentioning yoga, which is originated from India. So they're also specifying that one, the exercises that we can do. They are not saying like go to the gym and do something that you cannot do. They're not saying like that. Be active. Next, last one is follow your ikigai. Okay, I'll read this. Third is a passion inside you, a unique talent that gives meaning to your days and drive you to share the best of yourself until the very end. if you don't know what your ikigai is yet, Viktor Franklin says, your mission is to discover it. So, ഇതാണ് ഈ ബുക്ക് മൊത്തം. ലാസ്റ്റ് ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത് പോലെ നമുക്ക് പലർക്കും നമ്മുടെ ഇക്കിഗായ് എന്താണെന്ന് അറിയില്ല. നമ്മുടെ ഇക്കിഗായ് കണ്ടെത്തുക എന്നുള്ളതായിരിക്കാം നിങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിത ലക്ഷ്യം. നിങ്ങൾ ഒരിക്കലും എന്തായാലും നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇക്കിഗായ് കണ്ടെത്തും. You will obviously find your ikigai one day, and I'm pretty much sure about that. And see, live like, the only one thing that I wish to say to you guys is that live your life like the world is going to end tomorrow. So just think, if the world is going to end tomorrow, what will you do today? Every day, just think like that. You don't have enough time. We don't know which day we are going to, which day we are going to die. We just don't know. So just live like we have only less time, guys. We are only having less time. That's the reality. So just live like we just only have little time left. And when you think like that, you will see that each and everything is beautiful. See. So this is about the book Ikigai. So read this. I've only said the brief things that I had understood from this book. The book is so beautiful, and obviously the tip that I have used to read books, I should say this. So I started the video by saying that I would share that to you. I was a terrible reader. Seriously, I'm a terrible reader. I just don't like to read books. That doesn't mean that I tried a lot, but I was not getting that urge to do it. But how I made it? First of all, I really had a feeling like I should read books. This was the first thing that I happened. So I experienced. So so the first thing is, nobody can force you to do something. If somebody forces you to read a book, you will not going to read it. So the thing is that you should convince your mind first of all to read a book. This is the first step that you should do. Second is, start from the prologue. Start from the prologue, or start from you can see in the back of the book, you will get the description about what the book actually says about. So just read it. And if you're feeling like this book is good, just start from the first page and use earpod. Okay, and after using a earpod, just take any of your just take your laptop, your phone, connect it, and play a smooth background music for reading. You will, when you search it in Google, you will get 8 hours, 10 hours background score will be there. Okay, play that and start reading your book in your mind. You will feel like you are sitting inside a storybook. Just see, we are seeing movies. Why? Because there's a background score that helps you and go through the situation. Like that, it is necessary to have a background score when you're reading. It is it is amazing. So just try that one. And one is, don't read bulkily. Just read one chapter a day. Okay, and keep a bookmark. And whenever you're reading, okay, if you're reading a chapter with one background score, maintain the same background score for second, third, and fourth, and fifth, and all the chapters. These are the tips that I can give you, and these are the way I have, by using these ways, I read this book, guys. So it is a trick where sometimes ചിലവർക്ക് ഇത് ശരിയാവും, ചിലവർക്ക് ഇത് ശരിയാവില്ല. എനിക്കിത് ശരിയായി, guys. ട്രൈ ചെയ്തിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇത് വർക്ക് ആവുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ കമന്റ് ഇട്ടാവും. ആൻഡ് നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞു, if you like this video or if you want such videos, ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കുന്നതാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമെങ്കിൽ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇതുപോലത്തെ എപ്പിസോഡ്സ് അതുപോലെ ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ, പുതിയ ബുക്സ്, ആർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഒക്കെ ഷോർട്ട് വീഡിയോസിൽ ആണോ ലോങ് വീഡിയോസിലാണ് ഞാൻ റിവ്യൂ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്നൊക്കെ കമന്റ് ബോക്സിൽ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തേണ്ടതാണ്. സോ if you like this video, do like, share and support. So subscribe to my channel. Bye guys. So this is Malavika signing off.